Hey guys, good morning. It's Nardi. This is the Daily Espresso. Short shots of big ideas. Today we're coming live from Dish and Spoon in Camberwell by special invite from great friends Walid and Frank. Sorry, Frank. So Frank is an owner of Dish and Spoon. And is Walid's son-in-law.
Yes.
There you go. And we're really lucky today because Walid's been following what we've been doing and invited us today. And we've been having a real good chat about Walid's journey through business. Now, he's been on an amazing journey. For anyone that doesn't know the institution, which is Dunyazad Restaurant in Doncaster East, it's a Middle Eastern restaurant, Lebanese restaurant that's been going for about 30 years. And if you haven't been there, you need to go, especially on a Friday night. It's absolutely mind-blowing, and the food is just top-notch. But he's also, he's told us, just shared with us how he moved into business, how he got into business there. And now on his recent return from Italy, where he obtained a Master of Gelati accreditation, and now onto his next venture, which is making artisan gelato. Is that right? Is that a good explanation? So, to much of their, I guess, surprise, we're going to ask them some questions on the fly and share some of the secrets of how you got into building that institution at Dunyazad and where you're going now. So, just share briefly, like that story, that awesome story of how you walked in and took over that business.
Yeah.
Because that's a good one. I love that.
I know. I've been following Dunyazad, the location, for probably 9 years before I opened, since 1978.
Wow.
79. And I just went there in 1986, around December. And I went in and I asked the guy, how much do you want for your restaurant? And he said, it's not for sale. I said, I did it again, how much do you really want for your restaurant? After some negotiations, I told him, here's your money, just walk in, walk out.
Yep.
And I started Dunyazad from scratch. We changed the whole thing. I realized that after I finished my university, I knew that the location is superb, parking is beautiful, it's next to a very famous synagogue where Israelis or Jewish people like my food, so they supported me tremendously, plus the Arab community as well, Lebanese community, Persian community, Indian community, they all came in only because of the name.
Yeah.
Dunyazad has a meaning in different languages, like food of the world, born for the world, Dunya is world, and Zad is birth, which is born for the world, or food of the world.
So there's a real meaning behind how you came up with that, and that you really captured why, how you're going to attract it. So you did your market research,
correct,
your demographic, who's going to buy from you, how they're going to get to you,
correct,
how they're going to access your business and feel comfortable, not stressed out, make it easy for the customer to buy from you. So you did all those things, which is stuff that people don't get these days still. Like even with more training, they come out of university degree and they still don't understand the basic things of how to run a business. In your case, it's business on a face-to-face level, and you need to make it easy for them to buy from you, and you did that. So that's awesome.
Perfect. And plus, it's the location is perfect. We needed a good price strategy or policy. We did a very nice. Reasonable pricing policy. The packaging, we decorated the restaurant by a set decorator who makes films. So he came in and transformed Dunyazad into what it is like now.
That's fantastic. Yeah, and it does look impressive. It looks. I kind of liken it to when I walk into it. It's kind of like walking into the cartoon Aladdin.
Correct.
We grew up with that cartoon.
Funny
Does anyone say that?
Exactly
my son loves Aladdin. Max is 4 years old. I definitely am going. Like I said to my wife, we're going to go to Dunyazad. Walid asked us to come again. I'm going to bring Max so he can actually. He goes, wow, this is Aladdin.
Yes, it is actually. The decorator, the set decorator, made Aladdin, the film Aladdin.
Yeah,
He's
wow.
the one who.
Well, there you go. So it worked. It worked, William.
Correct, and it's it's proven still going. It's proven that it's still a major attraction.
Yeah, and still current, and that's really good. Awesome. So, you know, I mean, the thing is, for anyone that hasn't been there, it's not your typical Middle Eastern restaurant in that, or a restaurant which is of a typical type of cuisine where you expect only people of that kind of background to go there and eat. In contrast, it's actually most of the people there. Well, it's just really mixed. You can't generalize when you go in there and see that kind of person's that's there. And I sort of say, I think because it's where it is in Doncaster East, and also Melbourne, we're a melting pot of culture.
Correct.
But it's embraced, and because it's been around for that long, it really is that institution where it just draws in all people, you know, all sorts of people from all over Melbourne. And you know, I don't think there's ever been a time when we've been there where you couldn't find, you know, you could find an empty seat.
Yes.
It's just fantastic. I think it's hard just for the belly dancers on that Friday to navigate through the chairs because everyone's up and talking, and normally people are, you know, taking up 2 or 3 lots of 10 people tables. So that's awesome. Let's move a little bit to your not your current kind of journey, hobby journey, and how that's kind of turning into that next venture that you're going into. Because, you know, I'm not going to talk more about Dunizar because I want whoever hasn't been there before to go there. And you know, I think I was saying it's been a year since I've been there, and I'm like, I miss it. But tell us about the latest stuff that you're doing, because that's awesome.
In 2006, I went to Italy.
Yep.
In particular, San Gimignano in Tuscany.
How beautiful San Gimignano! The tower, the 4-point tower at the top is beautiful.
Correct.
Yep, I've been there.
And the guide told me that this is #1 gelato shop in the world. So I went there and tried his gelato. I fell in love with the concept.
Yeah.
And then I went to #2, #3, #4, and I got introduced to Marco Angeli and his Aroma Academy in Italy. I came back and started experimenting with new flavors, and after 10 years, in 2016, the art, the science, the secrets and the science of gelato market making, and I started experimenting with him with new flavors from all over the world, starting from Lebanon and Persia to Egypt to Sicily to the rest of the world.
Fantastic.
So that's what we are specializing now in different tastes. Something that hasn't been done yet in Australia. And that's where we are going with it at the moment as a marketing concept.
So that's becoming quite popular because you see Adriano Zumbo do stuff like that with how he gets the flavors into a macaron, and you're bringing that into an ice cream and into a gelati, you know, with that artisan kind of touch. That's awesome.
Yeah. Of course, I don't use the liquid nitrogen, but I use the old traditional way of making real gelato, natural, nothing artificial, and the taste says it all, especially when the Middle Eastern ones.
So you just launched this venture, or you're about pre-launching it,
It's 2 weeks.
About to go live, or it's been 2 weeks?
2 weeks ago we started launching it.
Cool.
And we're still now, we've got a lot of wholesale sales, and we're waiting for more machines to buy more machines at the moment.
Wow, so your success in business with Dunizar and building that into an institution has allowed you the time and the money, and, you know, to follow some passion that you had. That's 10 years in the making, and you're actually running that underneath Dunizar, aren't you? There's below Dunizar is a kitchen. That's become a bit of the home of where you're starting, and then obviously you'll take it from there. And that's what we're trying to preach to everyone. Like, you know, focus on a business, make it amazing. Take that success and allow yourself to do the things that you want to do, you know, the things that your passions, and follow them. And now that turning that into a bit of a business as well.
Yes, correct.
Not a bit, a lot of business.
I don't work during the day at Dunizar. We only open at night, so I filled up my time during the day into making gelato, and then at night I make the wonderful food at Dunizar.
Yeah, you're an inspiration to young people that sit on Facebook all day. Now let's move to Frank. So Frank, thanks for welcoming us at your awesome cafe. Frank, you've been in it for 6 months now, you're telling us.
Yep.
Give us the story.
So basically we were driving down Highfield Road, noticed this little spot next to a park and school, and we thought, you know, it's a pretty good spot for a cafe. There already was a cafe situated here, a bit empty, and we made the offer, and she looked like she wanted to get out straight away, so a transaction was made, and then we thought, you know what, do a bit of a rebrand, a bit of a change of service, take what we learned from Junior's ad, and incorporate it into a cafe. So that's exactly what we're doing.
So you were saying before that you worked with Willie for like 15 years.
Yeah, so I started
like
when I was 15 as a waiter there.
Wow.
And, you know, all in good time, you know, become a floor manager and restaurant manager and whatnot, and then did that alongside my wife together, and then now we're here.
Brought the knowledge and came into this, and you're starting out small with this, and you know, hopefully expand.
Create an empire like this guy.
Yeah, well, we're talking, that's right. And, you know, the kind of foundations of business are still the same, but there's obviously different ways of doing it. Now you find all the, like, there was no internet marketing back then when you were around, Willie. It was word of mouth, doing a great job, making sure that when that customer came in, you served them to the best that you could and made them leave and tell everyone that they knew about it. Yeah, so there was no Zomato, Urban Spoon, Broadsheet, you know, nothing out there, no internet, no Facebook. There was no way, you know, it was just around people around, you know, friends that they could explain. Like, come into new school marketing now, and you know, like, where do you start? How do you go about it? What do you do? I think some guy I was speaking to a couple of days ago was saying how much they spend on their social media marketing spend to promote their cafes. I was like, whoa, like, you know, you better be selling a lot of coffees for that. But you know, it's just a constant, you know, not battle, but a constant task to make sure that you're getting that marketing happen right. You were saying that you basically turned the business around 100% over in 6 months. Like, what do you think has been the secret to? Don't give away too many secrets. But what do you think has been the secret?
What I learned from the restaurant was good customer service goes a very long way. Like, you could have excellent customer service. People are going to come back for your smile. People are going to come back for your hospitality, and that's what we incorporate in cafe. I find it very hard to find a cafe with that style of customer service, like restaurant style customer service in a cafe. So that's what we try to incorporate. We try to incorporate restaurant style service here in our little shop. So I think that's what's brought a lot of people back. A lot of our, you know, our attitude, our welcoming, you know, that's brought a lot of people back in.
Yeah, and it's not you know, for anyone who hasn't been around here before, it's not a bustling high street. You know, it's a community. You know, there's this, you know, it's just sort of off the main road, but there's, you know, it's a residential community essentially, and capturing the essence, or, you know, being that you know, that point of, you know, of meeting for the community is really important. And you know, community wants to build it, you know, wants to find a place which allows them to be a community in, and you know, so I'm even feeling around here just looking around, so that's pretty good stuff. Wow, what an opportunity! You know, we're seeing the you know, the baton change hands. You know, like coming from Lynn through to Frank. Pretty cool. I don't know, guys. Do you have a question for me? Is there, you know, we can even answer it tomorrow. Like, is there anything that you know, you'd like to know from our side? I mean, it's more about you really today. But
well, I know, but I really like to thank you for the opportunity on being on your Facebook page. And,
no worries.
So thank you very much.
We can call it a show. We can call it a show. Daily Espresso. We can call it a show.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
No, thanks for sharing. You know, this is the first opportunity we've had to do this, and it's gone to plan, unrehearsed. The guy sat down and said, "Hey, you're going to be on camera." Like, oh, don't worry, you'll be fine. You've got more to share than we do today, so it's fantastic. But no, thanks heaps. Really appreciate it. Cheers, Frank. Thanks for leading, and I'm looking forward. I'll see you at Dunya's ad soon anyway, and I want to taste. I can't wait to taste some of that
gelato.
Yeah,
especially with Chris, the brilliant cameraman.
Everyone says, like, you know, he's. If it wasn't for Chris half the time, I probably wouldn't get up and get onto this. So Chris is very much a big part of it happening. Thanks, guys. Daily Espresso, short shots of big ideas. Went a little bit long with this one, but we hope you took massive value out of it. See you soon.